I'm Janet Eaton-Smith at Ottawa University. I'm the director of athletics. I'm only in my second year at Ottawa, but I've been an athletic administrator probably for the last 20 some years. I've been in higher education for over 20 plus years, and athletics is my passion. What I actually do, I consider myself an executive administrator in the world of athletics, and the fancy title on paper is athletic administrator or athletic director, but I'm an executive administrator. My strong points, I'm a visionary. I like to think outside the box. I like to make sure that our student athletes have the support they need and make sure our coaches have the tools they need to get everybody to a place to be successful. Now, the question mark is what defines success? And everybody's question or everybody's answer will vary based on the situation or where they're located. So that's what I do.
So, uh, we were talking about one of the brighter things in your cadre of sports, your soccer team. Tell our audience what's happening with your soccer program right now.
Right now, my men's soccer is headed by Coach James Cottage and Associate Head Coach Kane Scott. They're heading off to NAIA Nationals. We're playing in Columbus, Kentucky. We got pulled to the Kentucky region to play. We play Thursday at 1 o'clock against Harry Stowe out of St. Louis, which is an HBCU. So excited to compete against some of my colleagues and friends. I'm really good friends with the AD there, Nate. Really good friends to him, so I can't wait to see him. But of course, I can't wait to beat him up, right? So that's it. So we head out. Ottawa University Braves men's soccer is currently ranked 21st in the nation, and so we had a really good winning season this year. We finished the season second in conference overall regular season, and we lost in the championship finals to the number one team, which is Oklahoma Westland in the nation. And so I'm just happy what Coach Cottage and his team and his guys are doing this year. And so we're excited to go down in what 70-degree weather in Kentucky and have a really good time.
Talk to our audience a little bit about uh, the support from your administration
hmm
and your student body. How not just with your soccer, with your other
Okay.
sports. How
Okay.
important is that?
Oh, support, whether it be athletic administration, whether it be university administration, whether it be fans, family, the support is important to everything to be successful in anything that you do. Right now, I am very fortunate to oversee the fifth consecutive flag football championships. Liz and Katie Sauer are amazing. We are preparing to get ready for our sixth national championship, but they have been winning prior to me coming over as the athletic director here. So that kind of fell in my lap. And on the 23rd of November, we are performing at halftime of the Chiefs games. They're going to have an inter squad scrimmage at the Chiefs games on the 23rd of November. So whoever's going to that game, I think it's a noon game, you will see Braves Nation on the field at halftime. Women's
All right, I
sports.
want to cut you off for a minute
Okay, cut me off. You can cut me off. Go ahead.
because you went into the football, but I don't think our audience really understood. Talk about yeah, because you didn't say
Okay.
flag football. Talk about that because when pre-interview, when I
Okay.
talked to you and
hmm
you were talking about the different sports and you said girl flag football, I told you that's what Cascade had been trying to get into
Okay.
uh, for the last 2 or 3 years because that is going to be tremendous on the sports scene,
It is.
especially with the girl athletes. So,
Yep. I
uh,
could dive into
a
that.
little, yeah, dive
Yeah,
in a little
I
bit
could
on
definitely dive into that. Flag football is right now it's an invitational sport with NAIA, but it is moving with full steam ahead. It's going to be an Olympic sport. The next time we have Olympics, I think that's 2027 or 2028. It will be considered an Olympic sport. We have four students on our squad that represent their countries. So four different students. And last my first year, our assistant coach, Katie Sauer, was the assistant coach for the Italian team, flag football. So right now, the NAIA have 30 universities or colleges that promote and sponsor flag football for women, and we are excited to kind of get it going. It's slowly making traction in the NCAA world. In Division One, they do have some schools that have flag football, but the NAIA market, it is definitely a big market, and how we're moving, and it's moving in the JUCO market. I know it's very, very active in Nevada, in Hawaii, in Texas, in Florida, and in Kansas. And so we're right here in the thick of things and really excited about it. So when I talk about flag football, I'm proud. We have the fifth of five-time consecutive national champion sitting right here on our campus, and they're actually in the office right now doing some work, so I'm excited that they're here. So that's what we do, flag football. Women's sports is making a nice little push in the world of sports.
That's
Mhm.
what I was. That's what I was alluding to.
Yep.
Uh, this women's saying flag football versus saying women's flag football,
Hmm.
two different things. And I look at this as how the WNBA started.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
they had
I
men's
remember.
flag.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. And I'm saying but now things are able to mature much more rapidly because of the financial part. People are much more willing to put money to make some of these things come into fruition.
Hmm. And
Uh,
when you look at flag football, it's really exciting. It's a high tempo, fast paced game. The athletes are very agile. They're very, very athletic. So if you get excited about Candace Parker Duncan, you're gonna get excited about a female throwing a football 60 yards. So it's really, really exciting and to watch. And the thing about flag football is quick. A whole game will last you 90 minutes. And so you can get two games in a day. But it is definitely something to keep your eye on, and it's definitely something that the national scene is picking up on. If it's made it to the Olympics, you know it's making some noise, or it's worth it.
so talk about before we got on the air, I was talking to you about some of your other sports, and you
Okay.
mentioned that you put me in contact with the head basketball coach. Talk about his program and what
Mhm.
you see for that program, the
Mhm.
men's and the women's.
Okay.
Give our
James,
audience a quick rundown.
yep. Jamie Badish is our men's basketball coach. He's an Australian native. He's from Australia. However, he is in his second year as our football coach, first full-term year, because last year he was considered the interim coach. So we are actually 1-0, undefeated in the conference. We won in overtime on Saturday at Kansas Westland. So they play again on Wednesday. They're on the road. So Wednesday, Saturday, you can always catch Braves Nation in action. So what I love about sports here at Ottawa, we are the majority. If a student gets in trouble, it's an athlete. If a student does well, it's an athlete, but we are the majority. It's 850 plus athletes on this campus. And so the students support one another. And what we mean by that is making sure that the stands are packed with our student body and making sure that they are supporting one another, regardless of the gender, but they're just out there doing something and make sure something is going on. We're quick. We don't have some big guys. I think the tallest guy we got is 6'6", but we are quick and we're very agile. So I can't wait to see him as he warm up into the year. With basketball, it starts popping around January, February. They still filling it out right now. They don't have about 5 games under their belts. So they still filling it out. My women's basketball team is headed by Hunter Bondurant. Hunter has been with us probably about 5 or 6 years, but this is his third year as the women's coach. Those young ladies can stroke some threes. If you like a high
You say
scoring,
they could stroke.
they can stroke it. They can stroke it. If you like a high scoring atmosphere and if you like a lot of up and down pace basketball, you come into the right place. Hannah Bondurant, in my opinion, has two starting lineups. We got a freshman class that's phenomenal. We got 5 freshmen that go toe to toe with our upperclassmen. So he does a 5-person rotation, and I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him. He does a 5-person rotation, and so whoever's gelling at that time, that's how he keeps it rolling. But I encourage everybody to come. Definitely, I guess it will be up to Ottawa, down to Ottawa. If you Kansas City, come down to Ottawa and check us out. We're only about 45, 50 miles from Kansas City, and we're sitting in the small town of Ottawa, but we have a really good time here. We have a
Hey,
really good
hey
time.
Janet,
Yes.
run down because off camera I was talking to you about your athletic prowess and run down. like you said, they get up and down the court, and I was like, "What you know about getting up and down the court? Run
So
down
if you
what you did out of high school to college for our audience."
Now, Carlos, you taking me down memory lane. I'll get excited. I'll take my boots off and put my tennis shoes on. But I had a wonderful high school career as a basketball coach. We were state champs. I played at South Jones High School in Ellisville, Mississippi. My
So,
head
what
coach.
position you played?
I'm getting there. You're breaking my spell. I'm getting there. My high school coach is deceased former coach Philip James, and I was the point guard. I was the starting point guard in high school. We were 37 and 0. Our record still holds today. The entire team is in the High School Hall of Fame. And so those are memories that will last forever. Relationships that are still viable today and still relevant. And we do reminisce often, but at this point, we just love out on our grandkids and just keep pushing. And so I left South Jones High School in 1988. So now I'm telling my age. I left South Jones High School in 1988. I graduated from there and went on to play at Jones County Community College. We were a powerhouse and very successful there. But the change for me was my coach took Katie Harrington. Now, her name was Katie Eaton at that time, but she's Katie Harrington now. She took me off of the ball and put me on a two guard. She had a combo guard combination and got the opportunity to stroke. That's what I know what stroking mean because when I played Carlos, that when I played in high school, the 3-point line didn't exist. It did not exist. That bad boy didn't come into play till like my freshman, sophomore year in college. So that lets you know how old I am. And for all of the older people, anybody 50 plus on the women's side, the basketball was the same size as the men's basketball. And so I remember making the change around my junior year in high school. We went to a smaller ball. And so I do remember all of those changes. I wasn't in the era when they had the 5-on-5 when you couldn't cross the half court. That's probably more your era. Remember women's basketball, you couldn't cross. And so how the gender and how the sport has evolved, we're just as competitive and we're just as
And with the scholarships, what did that mean
oh
when
yeah.
those rules and regulations for you
Oh
as a
man,
player
and
and you as an administrator? Talk about that.
so I can remember vaguely, and we talk about it often as administrators. 1972 was just paramount for the women. A Title IX, making sure women had a voice and they got the opportunity to do what other men were able to do. So we do offer scholarships here at Ottawa. We offer scholarships in all of our sports and making sure that our kids have equal opportunity and make sure they have access to the weight rooms, access to athletic trainers, access to everything that they need to be successful. And being an administrator, a female administrator, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive to those things. And I'm not saying that my counterparts are not as
And
sensitive.
not, excuse me, I'm cutting you off again.
You good?
An administrator actually have gone through the process of being a student athlete
Yes.
to administrator. Those are two different things, being a administrator without playing
Yep.
and being involved in athletics.
So I'm proud to say I think my resume screams at you. So I was an NAIA player, I was an NAIA coach, I'm an NAIA administrator, and so I love the world of athletics and what it offers for people and women that look like me. And so it's an opportunity for us to be successful, and it's an opportunity for us to flourish. I truly believe that athletics is a tool that helps you through life. It's not about the men have the NBA, the women have the WNBA, but even before any of that existed, if you were part of a team, and statistics will share with you, if you were part of a team, athletes were born leaders. They learned leadership skills in that team setting. They learned collaboration in that team setting. They learned how to deal with ups, highs, and lows, ups and downs within that team setting. So they were able to manage. So by the time we stepped out into the workforce, we were 75, 80% prepared with dealing with whatever the workforce offered. And that still holds true today. That still holds true today. So the skill set that student athletes are to take away from their college experience or their experience I'm not knocking the people who want to go pro and want to go professional. The skill set is learning how to work with others, learning how to be self-disciplined. You take that on to be a lawyer, you take that on to be a doctor, you take that on to be a school teacher, you take that on to whatever profession you choose. It's those characteristics that you develop in a team setting that you implement once you step out in the real world.
Yeah, I think off camera I told you my mentor, Leon Dixon, who started the Du Bois Learning Center, and Cascade Sports is home of the student athlete. We talked about. I was like, "What are you talking about, student? I'm got a sports program. I'm only interested in the dunk or the touchdown." And he made me see what you just were explaining, that everybody's not going to go to pros, but we got millions of kids that can get a scholarship that take care of them for the rest of their life. And I think that's important for our kids to understand. The other thing I would like to say is having individuals like yourself, especially women of color, as a role model for our younger kids to know that you came out of the same environment that they have
Mhm.
come out of, and that you've been able to make it, and that they can make it.
I agree with that. And I'm gonna just take that and push it as I share. I'm not ashamed to share. I was a single mom. I was a single mom. I had my son at 19. I was a sophomore in college. I was undergirded by my mom and dad, my coaches, my peers on my team, my professors in college, and just that life goes on. So I didn't look at life as, oh my gosh, I've messed up. Oh my gosh, I can't make this out. I come from a small town, east of Butcher, Mississippi. You know, a little small town with 25 people. Everybody know everybody. The only thing there is probably a post office. But we believed in ourselves. It's your thought process and how you look at things. The glass is either half full or it's half empty, and it all depends. And so I'm very thankful to my parents and my grandparents and my family that supported me. Today my son is doing well. He's a high school freshman boys basketball coach in Indianapolis. They getting ready to crank up on their season this week, and so I'm excited to support him. So your circumstances is situations that your hand that you were dealt is the hand that you was dealt, is how you process it and how you deal with it. It is not the end of the world. And my thing, get off of social media, get off of freaking social media and stop looking at some standards that are actually fake and not real, and pay attention to the angels and the superheroes in your community right around you that can help you propel and to move forward. And so stop looking at that falsehood and touch people that's really, really here. Like, I'm here. I'm a single mom. At that time, I was a single mom who made it, but who now is an executive leader in higher education. And just I don't shy away from it. I use it as a badge of honor being a single parent, and I am very proud of my son and very proud of what I accomplished.
So we want to talk a little bit more before we close out. Talk about some of the other sports you have
Got you.
at at the
Okay.
university.
Like I said, we have 32 teams, over 800 and some athletes. So my fall sports consist of women's volleyball, football. My football, we were successful this year. We were 6-5. We did not make it to the playoff. Nick Davis and his staff did a phenomenal job. We're getting ready to graduate, probably about 50 seniors, and that's what it's about, walking across the stage. But we have football. We did offer football. We have cross country. We have indoor track and outdoor track. Indoor track is considered a winter sport. Outdoor track, obviously, is considered a spring sport, but we had cross country for the fall. And for the winter, we have men and women's wrestling. Now, I have a special dynamic when it comes to wrestling. My All American women's team, her brother is the coach. Dalton Waddell and Darby Waddell are brothers and sisters. He's the coach and she's the phenomenal athlete. That story, I think we will touch on it later. I'll let you share that, get to meet them and share that later in life. But that's a phenomenal story that is amazing. We have men and women's bowling. My men and women's bowling team is ranked sixth and seventh in the nation of bowling. Jeff Posting does an amazing job with his group. We were in Topeka over the weekend, and so we will continue to bowl and go from there. But bowling is the longest season of any sport that's around. The shortest season is lacrosse and flag football. Lacrosse season is probably 8 weeks. Flag football is probably 8 weeks. Where bowling literally is probably 12 to 13 weeks long. So, and you breaking it up, so it's really, really long. Out of the rest of the winter sports that I have, obviously I have basketball. I shared that with you. We have powerlifting, men and women's powerlifting. Jeff Frank just won the Nationals last year. His men and women's team won the Nationals. So anticipating them to go back and do the exact same thing they did last year. And when it comes to spring sports, boy, we are heavy. My baseball team, Jonathan Freemeyer baseball team made a national run last year. Was the um, third time they've been to the national playoffs was last year. So when you anticipate them going back, but our baseball team had a phenomenal run. So we have baseball, softball, men's volleyball. We have beach volleyball for women. And so we have flag, obviously we have flag football, and that's really all of them. We got esports,
All
the
right.
video, the
You got
video
the
games.
NIL.
We do. We actually do offer NIL deals on this campus, and so we're excited about that. We got 179 students that currently have NIL deals. We partner with Open Doors to help us navigate that. When people talk about NIL, now I'm NAIA, so you can't compare Ottawa University to KU or Kansas State. That's not working. That's not how this thing goes. But we
Hey,
stay in our
that's
lane.
not working.
That's not what, no, we stay in our lane and manage that. I cannot afford to pay, I can't pay nobody no $5 million to play no basketball here. That's not
Hey,
working.
you're not getting that type of.
No, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And wouldn't know how to act if I ever ran across it. But I'm excited with what we got going on in our world and how it relates to NIL. So we have a lot of great opportunities on our campus, and an opportunity to be competitive in a safe environment and a place where student athletes will flourish and be supported.
All right, closing out.
Yep.
Close on out. Give these little young freshmen an idea of what it takes to make it. Give them some advice.
Okay, the advice I would give any freshman is to continue to work hard. Student comes before athlete. You have got to hit the books. You have got to be a good steward when it comes to academics and work on your craft. If your craft is basketball, continue to work outside of practice and do what you got to do. And working on your craft is not just handling skills, that is nutrition, that is sleeping, that is making sure you got everything you need to be successful. And my last little bit of nugget is know that you're enough. Have self-confidence. You don't need anybody else to stroke your ego other than you telling yourself, I can do this, and be honest with yourself and know that you are enough. So that's my little 2 cents to anybody out there looking to move up in the world of athletics.
All right, I'm gonna steal a little of my associate. This guy Jim Watts that started What's Up Kansas City with me. He
Okay.
he when he closes his interviews, Janet,
Uh-huh.
the plum pleasing pleasure
The
having you
pl-
on the show tonight.
okay.
I make
Okay.
fun of him all the time. I'm like, come
Wait.
on, Jim, with all
Plum,
the nicest
plum pleasing. Okay.
pleasure
Okay.
having
Plum
you on
pleasing.
the show tonight.
Okay.
I'm like,
Thank you.
I'm like, Jim, you know that's not this type of network. We the type to tie sweet nails to the train tracks and wait for Dudley Do Right to come. And
Y'all
so
out there bad.
as we always close, for all you chumps out there think Cascade Sports is soft, we go hard in the paint, baby. And we like Arnold and the Terminator under them boards, we get rough and ready. See you next time.
Thank you.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.